Almost all of us sit way too much, especially those of us that sit at a desk all day. Sitting is one of the worst things we can do, especially for hip flexibility. I'm Deanna Dorman, ACE certified personal trainer, and I want to share with you 8 yoga hip stretches that counteract the damage of sitting and feel amazing. Taking time each day to stretch out your hips can help counteract the hours you spend sitting at a desk that can lead to muscular imbalances, back pain, and poor posture. Increasing mobility in your hips can also improve your workouts. Yoga can be one of the best ways for individuals to gain flexibility in their hips due to the numerous hip opening stretches. Lay on your back with your feet flat on the floor and knees bent. Cross your right ankle over your left knee as if making a figure 4. Keep your hips grounded and your lower back pressing into the mat. Pull the left knee in towards your chest, threading your right hand between your legs. Clasp your hands underneath your left knee to help you pull the knee in towards your chest for a deeper stretch. Focus on keeping the right knee open to really stretch the hip. Lay on your back and pull your knees in towards your chest. Place your hands on the inside arches of your feet and open your knees wider than shoulder width apart. Keep your back pressed into the mat as much as possible and press your feet into your hands while pulling down on the feet, creating resistance. Sit tall on your mat with your knees bent and hands by your side on the mat. Bring the soles of your feet together and allow the knees to open out to the side. Use your leg muscles to open the knees and bring them closer to the floor to feel a stretch in your inner thighs. To deepen the hip stretch, you can pull the feet closer towards you, or you can fold forward and walk your hands out in front of you. This pose is pretty intense, so make sure you don't suffer any injuries in your knees or ankles. To get into the pose, get on all fours with your hands under your shoulders and your knees on the mat. You can also use blankets or pillows for more padding. Slowly and gently widen your knees until you feel a comfortable stretch in your inner thighs. Be sure to keep your ankles in line with your knees and your feet and calves grounded the entire time. If you're able, lower down to your forearms. The best way to get into this position is to start in a runner's lunge with your right foot forward and both hands on the mat. With most of the weight in your hands, slide your front foot over towards your left hand and lower the knee over to the right. Place the outside of your right calf on the mat so that it's parallel to the front of your mat. Slowly lower your back knee and shin to the floor and square your hips as much as possible to the front of your mat. For a more moderate stretch, keep your arms straight and your hands flat on the floor. To increase the stretch, you can lower down to your forearms or even lower all the way down and lay over your front leg. You should feel the stretch on the outside of your right hip and in the glute. If this pose feels too uncomfortable or hurts, stick with the thread the needle pose. Sit on your mat in a cross-legged position with your left leg crossed in front. Using your arms to help move into the pose, grab your left ankle and gently place it on top of the right knee. The shins should now be stacked with the left leg on top. If your hips are really tight, your right knee may be lifted a little bit. But as your hips start to open, your knee will eventually lower. To intensify the pose, you can walk your hands forward slightly to get deeper into the stretch. Start in a runner's lunge with your right foot forward and your hands on the mat. Lower your back knee and shin to the floor and carefully lift your chest and your arms up, resting your hands on your front thigh. Be sure to keep the abdominals engaged and don't allow the back to arch. To increase the stretch, reach the arms overhead and very slightly lean forward, again making sure not to arch the lower back. Start in your runner's lunge again, this time keeping the back knee raised. Slowly bring the hands off the mat and bring them to the front thigh. Allow the hips to sink lower as you square off your hips to the front of your mat. Bring the arms up and overhead as you engage the abdominals. Focus on lengthening through the back leg and continue sinking deeper into the stretch. Which of these is your favorite hip opener? Let us know in the comments below. And for more flexibility exercises and workouts for every major muscle group, check out PaleoHacks.com.